think he can rack up some yards today.
We're not in the Palace, but it feels like a home game on the road today here in Tulsa. The final non-conference test of 2023 has arrived. It's OU and TU. Here we go. Jalil Farouk has the kickoff. It's returnable. He's to the 10. Angles left 15. Cuts it up 20. Watch out down the sidelines 30. 35 to the 40. Makes a cut 45. Midfield. Stiff arms the kicker. Fumbles the football. It's loose on the sidelines. TU says they've got it. No signal from the official yet, and now they do. Jalil Farouk, after a huge return, coughs it up, and Tulsa takes over at their own 36-yard line.
Well, that's frustrating. Blocked up really nicely. Couple of nice moves there. Cut late in that run by Farouk to get some extra yardage. And it didn't look, I didn't see anyone swipe at it or a helmet hit it. I don't know how it popped out. The only thing to watch here is whether or not they secured it before someone was out is right on the sideline. Our only hope is that perhaps they were out of bounds whenever they recovered that ball.
He looked in bounds to me, Ted, when he jumped on it, unfortunately.
It was Dante Burton that recovered, and it does not appear that they are reviewing this. The Tulsa offense is being asked to take the field. So the first turnover of the season for Oklahoma comes on the first play of the game. Tulsa from their own 36-yard line with Roman Fuller at quarterback. A surprise. He's their third stringer that came in relief to finish the Washington game last week. Shotgun snap, handoff to Anthony Watkins up the middle. Not much, maybe a couple. Takes it from the 36 to the 37. Give him the 38-yard line, a gain of 2.
Yeah, just a inside run there, little split zone action. That's their bread and butter. You'll see that a ton today.
Play action this time. Fuller looking to throw. Near sideline does come back. Catch is made and then planted. Danny Stutzman knocked the ever-living day out of Devin Williams, but he hung on to the football right near the first down marker at the 46.
Nice play there by Stutzman. I always get worried. Every time I see a play like that, I get worried about that targeting. That one was awful close. But great job by Stutzman. Getting back, seeing the throw, breaking on it. Nice physical play there.
Half yard shy. It'll be third and half a yard. First third down for TU. The Oklahoma defense, number 8 in the nation on third down. Handoff running left, flipping out and making the first down. Ethan Downs had a shot at him in the backfield, but he slipped away. Watkins picks up the first and takes it to the 47.
Looked like Pearson was there, too. They had a chance to make the stop there, and just got to wrap up a little bit better.
Fuller to throw. Lobs it to Watkins out of the backfield. Chased down by Jaron Kanik and thrown into the bench. No gain, maybe a loss of a yard. Great speed by Jaron Kanik.
And that's what you see from him. Good job there. Recognizes it. Peels on the back out of the backfield. And you see the closing speed there from Kanik.
Jordan Ford now in running back for Tulsa. Second and 11. Taking a deep shot down the near sideline. Gentry Williams intercepted it. The hometown kid with the pick. And he's on the run. And he's tackled by his own man. Reggie Pearson accidentally knocked him down. And here are late flags on the field after the play. How about that? Gentry Williams, the Booker T. Washington product, with the pick.
It's either going to be on 51 for Tulsa or they're going to get Isaiah Coe here, guys.
Now, Coe looked upset. I don't know if he got blindsided or if he hit someone in a bad spot.
Well, it appears we do not have a ref feed unsportsmanlike conduct to call on Oklahoma. Isaiah Coe looked like the guilty party.
Well, really good job on
after the play.
That interception there, just a ball floated downfield. No panic there from Gentry Williams. He's in a perfect position on the wide receiver. Doesn't push, doesn't use his hands, just bodies there and stays in close contact and able to knock the wide receiver off the route without interfering and make an easy interception there. Great job.
So the teams trade turnovers on the opening possessions. The penalty moves the ball back to the 16-yard line. And Javonte Barnes starts the game in the backfield for OU. Andrell Anthony, Bill Farouk, and Drake Stoops the wideouts. Austin Stogner the tight end. Dylan Gabriel out of the shotgun. First offensive play. Stoops in motion. Fake handoff. Back to pass. Deep shot down the middle. Anthony's got a step behind the defense. Got him on the run. 35-yard line and tackled at the 30.
Well, There's your deep ball. Let's start the game off with it. I like the eye candy there in the backfield. Start with the tight formation, motion across, little fake to Drake Stoops, and try it deep.
54-yard pass. Sooners quickly over the ball at the 29, and now flags fly before the snap. Somebody jumped early.
False start. Do you want me to do the official for you, Toby? Well, since there's no ref, Mike.
Yep. If you can, Chris, great. That was a false start. I didn't get the number, did you?
It looked like Farouk was over there, upset with the official. Like maybe he was scooting up towards the line or something. I don't know.
Now back into the 34, 1st and 15. Shotgun snap, Gabriel. Fakes the handoff. Looks right, throws right, slant pass. Caught by Jalil Farouk. 5-yard line. Steps out of a tackle. Touchdown. Double OQ. And the Sooners strike in 2 plays.
How about DG? Beautiful deep ball. Poised in the pocket to Andrell Anthony. And then just steps up there and delivers an absolute strike to Jalil Farouk.
Let's get this in early, Toby. That was your Allstate Good Hands catch of the game. 2 of them with insurance from Allstate. You'll be game day ready. Every day, visit Allstate.com to learn more. Allstate, you're in good hands.
Savion Byrd had his way with a TU defensive lineman on that play. It is a 34-yard touchdown pass. Schmidt's extra point is up and through. And the Sooners lead 7-0. Touchdowns brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions. Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. What a start. Fumble, interception, 2-play touchdown drive that covered 84 yards.
Good play. So I'd say this offense,
a mini stack. Is that what it was?
I think this offense showed up to play.
All right, here we go. Kickoff. Zach Schmidt to boot it. Sooners go right to left here in the first quarter. Points left, points right. Approaches the football, toe to leather. Driving kick with plenty behind it. Will sail into the end zone. Did it go out before? It didn't. It's a touchback as he sailed it right over that pylon.
Boy, that would look questionable there, but we'll take it.
Before the defensive line took the field, the guys, as they were emerging from this mosh pit that is the Tulsa student section right behind the TU defensive line, Brent Venables came over with a fiery, passionate reminder to Isaiah Coe. Keep that same energy. Just don't do that again. And gave him a little high five before he walked back out on the field, or before he prepared to walk back out on the field.
It's Dejon Terry and Jordan Kelly in the middle of that defensive line to start this drive. From the 25-yard line, Fuller, the quarterback, rolls right, throws to his tight end, who's chopped down immediately by Gentry Williams. The tight end, the freshman Luke McGarry, takes it from the 25 to the 28.
Great job, great play call there. We're rolled up into the boundary there. Gentry Williams is a flat defender as we play cover 2 over there. Pushes off and comes up, makes a nice tackle.
Handoff Jackson, Bill Jackson across the 30, finds some space to the 33. He got 5 yards. 3rd down and 2 upcoming.
Now, all we've seen is inside zone really here so far from Tulsa. This 3rd and 2, they may try and get creative here.
TU goes quickly. 3rd and 2, going to throw Fuller across the middle. It is caught, I believe. Yeah, he hung on to it. Devin Williams, the 6'1 receiver, to the 37. They only needed 2, and they got 4.
There's that's a old Oklahoma play, Mike Leach play right there, 6'18". You got the flat little hook up there on by the inside guy and the 7 behind it.
11:32 to go first quarter. Man in motion. Now they all stand up and look back at the bench. 7-0 Sooners. Tulsa going left to right, blue jerseys, gold pants, gold helmets. Fuller pointing out something on the OU defense. Now he's ready for the football, and he's got it. It's a handoff to Jackson, met in the backfield and stopped. No gain at best. Trace Ford, the tackle.
Now we've had a blitz going on there and slanting that defensive line. Nowhere to go for Tulsa offensively on that one. Dominating the line of scrimmage right now up front.
Make that Ethan Downs on the tackle. Jordan Ford back into the TU backfield. Little 5'9" running back, but he's got some quicks. 2nd and 10, they pitch it to Ford. Sweeping right, has to turn it up, finds room, 40, down the sidelines, 50, banged out of bounds. Big hit, Reggie Pearson. But it's a 1st down into Sooner territory.
That's a tough play. Into the boundary, they're on the near hash and run a little toss over there into the boundary. and they've got crack. They've got different levels there coming up, and just find a crease there with the running back. A nice cut by him, and good job by Reggie Pearson cleaning it up.
From the Sooner 47, handoff again, Ford up the middle, twisted down by Ford and Friends, no gain.
Trace Ford already really active out there on the edge. He's been on a couple slants, and he's giving that right side of the offensive line of Tulsa fits.
Looks like Tautai Leo Marks is starting at right guard for Tulsa in place of Bryce Bray.
Something to watch here. As aggressive as our front seven is right now, Tulsa at some point is going to have to screen to slow these guys down. Second down, big screen down.
Handoff, Ford, running right, nowhere to go. Gentry Williams again. This time a tackle for a loss.
And he's hurt.
At the 50-yard line, a 3-yard loss. And Gentry not yet to his feet.
It looks like, remember, he was having that shoulder issue last week. That thing's hanging again.
Sooner training staff running across the field. Boy, this would be a shame. He's got an interception, a couple of nice tackles already. Now he stands up, straightens up, and he's going to be helped. Now, he'll walk off the field under his own power, but obviously in pain. 4 tackles already for Gentry Williams. As TU will face a 3rd and 13 when play resumes with 9:37 to go first quarter.
Those shoulders are tough. You know, it's once you start to loosen all the connective tissue in there, the ligaments that are holding that joint in, and it's just hard during a season to ever really get it back to where it's right. And you'll have a lot of instability in there and sublux where the shoulder comes out of socket a little bit every now and then, and it's just a tremendous
What do
amount
you
of pain.
know about injuries?
Shoulders, a lot.
3rd and 13 from the 50. Potential 4-down territory if they get a chunk of it here. 7-0 Oklahoma leads Tulsa. Ford moves to the left hip of Roman Fuller. The 6'4" quarterback takes the football. Looking to pass, under pressure, dumps short to the tight end, caught, flag down, no gain, but a flag is down in the offensive backfield.
High-low.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Gabe. Saw those backers blitzing in there, and back came up and cut. There was just a ton of traffic in there.
Yeah, it's something I've noticed about their running backs. They'll cut blitzing backers, and when you're twisting like OU was right there, wires get crossed, you cut a guy who's engaged with the lineman.
It is a personal foul. Well, the mic's working now. It is a 15-yard penalty, so it's 4th and 13 if Brent Venables wants to decline this penalty, which I assume he will do, or it's 3rd and 28. And now he is letting him know, I don't want this penalty. They've already moved the football to the 35. Now they're going to bring it back to the 50.
Oklahoma has elected to decline the penalty. It's 3rd down.
So it's 4th and 13 TU. And we've got some confusion here. Now Tulsa looks to be running the punt team onto the field.
Correction, it's 4th down.
So let's get a quick little Gentry Williams update. Jeffrey Lau, the Sooners director of rehabilitation, is giving a good look at that left shoulder right now. Dylan Baker, athletic trainer, helping him out. Looks like he's going to be okay. They worked through it, massaged it a bit. I would expect to see Gentry Williams back soon.
Gavin Freeman deep. Here's the punt. Line drive almost got blocked. No fair catch called for. Freeman angles right, got hit and dropped immediately. Good coverage by Tulsa inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 8. So the Sooners started the first possession inside the 20. They'll start their second one inside the 10. Timeout on the field.
9:03 of getting on the proper guys, executing the schemes. I'm sure Venables is just wanting to see some more guys for Oklahoma's defense use their hands, get off some of those blocks, and keep those runs that did end up being pretty productive for Tulsa. He wants those to be minimal gains.
Sooners will start from their own 8-yard line this time. Stoops and Farouk split wide right, Anthony wide left. It'll again be Javante Barnes in the backfield. Dylan Gabriel sends Austin Stogner in motion.
I like that little fake there. You saw the safeties acting like they're going to rock. I think the cat's out of the bag. They know what they're going to get defensively.
Handoff Barnes up the middle at the 10-yard line. Legs turning to the 11, a gain of 3. Colton Smith, the linebacker, on the tackle. McCade Matawyer, a little slow to his feet, but he's up now. 2nd down and 7. Sooners go quickly. Gabriel claps his hands, fakes the handoff this time, across the middle, caught. That's Stogner out across the 20. He's flipped down at the 21. He got 10, and you can move the chains. First down's brought to you by Paycom. Score big by letting employees do their own payroll. Learn more at paycom.com. Quick snap. Pump fake, cross the middle again. Barnes juggling catch, but hung on. He took 2 hits and got it to the 26 for a pickup of 5, a hard-earned 5.
Wow, what a couple of plays by Barnes. Awesome blitz pickup on the previous play to Stogner, and then right there runs a route, and Gabriel hits him. I think he caught that without ever seeing the football.
2nd and 5. Handoff this time. Barnes running right, breaks a tackle, slipped, and falls forward to the 29 for a pickup of 3. It'll bring up the first 3rd down of the day for the OU offense, 3rd and 2.
Savion Byrd pulling there, had a nice block, drove his guy about 10 yards.
Gabriel's got it. Handoff Barnes again over the right side. First down and more. 35 to the 40, out to near midfield. Javante Barnes. He got 17.
Offense rolling pretty good, in rhythm right now. Offensive line looks to be in pretty good position, getting good movement there, opening up some nice holes in the running game.
Tawi Walker replacing Javante Barnes. From the OU 46-yard line, 7:22 to go first quarter. Gabriel going to throw this time. Looks near sideline. He fires it deep. Anthony open again. Diving catch just outside the 20-yard line. The second big play to Andrell Anthony.
Nice route there. Find the seam by Andrell Anthony, and I really don't mind that play by Dylan Gabriel. It's underthrown a little bit, but you have the safety coming over the top, and safe play, gets his receiver as he's going down where he doesn't get blasted by the safety.
32 yards. Pass to Stoops out of the backfield. Slips by a guy at the 20. Tackled near the 16. Evasive move by Drake Stoops right around the line of scrimmage. He ended up getting 6 out of that.
I like the variety we're seeing from Levy here early in the first quarter. All kinds of different plays.
Sooners in the Delta Dental red zone. Another quick throw to Stoops. Caught at the 15 down the sideline. Lowers his shoulder. And he's got the first down, I believe. Had to get to the 12, and they mark it at the 11.
Guess that shoulder's feeling okay. And here comes some height over here on the near side with Jaden Gibson in the red zone.
Gibson in. Barnes back in. You got Farouk and Stogner to the right. Stoops and Gibson to the left from the 11-yard line. Sooners lead 7-0, looking for more. Gabriel puts palm to ground, now looks back to the far sideline to get more on the play. Dylan ready now. Points to the ground, Stoops in motion. Gabriel takes the football, lobs it out to Drake, right flat. He's got a lead blocker to the 10, reaching forward to the 7. It was Stogner, his lead blocker. Got about 4.
Good job there. Good blocking out in front. Beautiful ball by Dylan Gabriel. I mean, puts it right on the money for Drake Stoops as he's angling back towards the line of scrimmage.
8 for 8 start throwing the football for Gabriel. 2nd down and 6 from the 7. Trying to put it in the north end zone here at Chapman Stadium. They break a little sugar huddle. Gabriel takes the football, hands to Barnes, angles right, makes a cut to the 5 to the 4. 3-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
First hit by number 1, Darren Gray.
Lengthy, time-consuming drive. Faces a 3rd and 3 from the 4.
I think DeMarco Murray thought his back should have scored on that one. He's halfway out on the field screaming at him.
Sooners again with a little sugar huddle here. Now they break it. Stoops as a wing to the left. Stogner tight end right. Man in motion for Rook. Snap. Gabriel throws flat. Stoops got it. Touchdown. Drake Stoops. What a design to that play, Ted.
Well, I love it. And I love that Jaden Gibson's out there. You got a 6'6" wide receiver, and they keep splitting him way out there. And you got to pay a lot of attention to that as a defense. You're worried about them just throwing it up to the big guy for easy touchdown. And then you mix in a bunch of misdirection and unique formations there. That's a lot to deal with. Really efficient red zone drive there from the offense. That was awesome.
3 catches on that drive for Drake Stoops. Now takes him over 1,000 yards in his Sooner career. And And his second touchdown of the season. Extra point is good. Let's pause quickly, 10 seconds for our fine affiliates to identify themselves. This is Sooner Football from Learfield.
KRXO-FM and KRXO HD Oklahoma City.
This is Danny Stutzman. Listen Monday mornings at 9 a.m. for Stutzman Spotlight on your exclusive home for Oklahoma Sooner football. 107.7, the franchise and the franchise mobile app.
But I love it for all our guys. You know, I love seeing OU do well, and of course when my son's out there, it's
A lot of fun, man. Dylan Gabriel sharp. Saw him push it down the field.
Well, all the play designs have been awesome, too. Guys are getting open and beating people in coverage. And to me, Teddy, looks like they're playing a lot of too high safety, so we ought to be able to run the ball on them as well.
Touchback on the kickoff. Tulsa will start at the 25. Ted, I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, I totally agree. And that's the thing, and that's what's so good about Levy as offensive coordinator. They spread you out, and they can see those safeties, and you got to commit or be late, and
right.
He knows what you're going to be in, and they can count those numbers and dial up the perfect play.
I'll be surprised if as the game goes, we don't have some really solid big runs as well.
ITU starts at their own 25, 14-0 OU. Again, Fuller at quarterback, Watkins at running back to start this possession. 4 wide receivers, trips to the right. Man in motion, the tight end McGarry. Rolling right, Fuller to throw. Does near sideline. Comeback catch made by Williams. And he's forced out of bounds by Peyton Bowen at the 32. That's a gain of 7.
There's a sprint pass there, and you'll see Tulsa move the pocket. And, you know, you have to. They're going to be outmanned on the line of scrimmage. You'll see sprint pass. You'll see some boot. We've already seen Max protect, keeping the tight end and the back end already today. Got to do whatever they can to keep that quarterback upright.
I thought the defense so far has looked really strong, though.
I agree.
2nd and 3. Fuller in the shotgun, hands it off to Watkins, runs into a bunch of white. He's forced back, no gain. Stutzman leading the charge. A loss of 1. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Tough for them to really settle into their offense right now. That run game, there's not a whole lot there. Now they creased us on that toss into the boundary, but that conventional inside zone, there's just no room. Our defensive line's chewing them up.
Trips to the boundary here. Tight end left. Now a man goes in motion, shoulders. He's the little guy, 5'9". 3rd and 4. Fuller to throw across the middle. It is intercepted. Stutzman's got it. 20 to the 10. House it. Danny Stutzman, pick 6. Ha ha.
Great play. What a great player. I was going to say in the play before, Teddy, that he's going to break your tackle record in 2 years.
No kidding.
And now he's got the interception. Looked like Rocky Kelm is picking that one off and running it for a touchdown.
And I love it. What I love most about it is they ran that exact play on the first drive. It's the back to the flat, and then you've got we used to call 618. You got the little inside slant. He hooks up, and if he's got a guy on him, he pushes straight through. And Stutzman ID'd it. Quarterback's eyes led him right to that play, and just beautiful there. And great job finishing it there, too. And you see the athleticism. That's awesome.
Extra point's good. He tapped it to himself. Did you see the replay?
Yeah.
Tapped it to himself.
I guess you got to go with the braids now.
It's working.
Hey, man, the kid's different hairstyle every week.
He just needed the cast to look like Rocky, Coach.
Yeah,
he was missing the cast there.
But beautiful read and good hands to pick it off, and then the speed. There wasn't anyone going to catch him.
3rd career interception for Danny Stutzman, who is making a serious mark, Teddy, early in the year for honors. What a year he's working on.
Well, I'll tell you what, he was the National Defensive Player of the Week, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week, and you come out this quickly and have a play like that continues to put your highlights out there. This kid's going somewhere this year now, and this team continues to win football games. No telling what he might end up doing.
What do you have, 20-some tackles last week?
17,
I think, officially, but if you would have told me 30, I'd believe it. He's everywhere, and has been this entire year.
It's 21-0 now, Oklahoma. Remember, the first play of this game was a fumble, as the Sooners, after a long kickoff return, gave it immediately to TU. But from that moment on, they have dominated. Kickoff by Schmidt. Fair catch called for at the 2, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
It's tough. with Coach Wilson, you come in, it's your first year, trying to remake the roster a little bit, get your right guys in, and it's tough. You play a top 10 Washington team, and then now you've got to play an Oklahoma team. You just got to really focus on the fundamentals and the foundation of your program. It's going to be a tough spot, but they got to continue to try and get good at their base fundamentals.
Agreed. It's really hard for me. Kevin was with us 9 years, a dear close friend, and Steve Spurrier Jr., the O coordinator, as well, a friend forever. So tough to see him here in a tough spot, but always rooting for my Sooners, that's for sure.
Hand off to Jordan Ford, 1 yard loss.
And it's, you're going to see this a lot from him today. It's inside zone, and it's going to be hard moving. That defensive line from Oklahoma, and the backers coming downhill. But it's one of those things. It's like, listen, guys, this is going to be what we do. We've got to be able to stay on doubles, learn to get movement up front, and if you can have success against guys like this, you'll be able to have success against anyone we play this year.
Well, and they're smart now. They're using the clock a little better.
3 minutes to go first quarter. Play action under pressure. Let it go. Nearly picked by Makari Vickers. I think if he was looking, he would have picked it, but he was hitting Ethan Hall right as he caught it.
Yeah, quarterback was delayed throwing the football, so he had a big jump on it.
And what I liked is Stripling. He's got a free hit on the quarterback, and you could tell that he slowed up and made the safe play. I mean, you could absolutely tee off on the quarterback right there, get a flag, penalize your team. Smart play by Stripling.
TU 2 for 4 on third down so far today. Third and long here, just over 10 yards. Fuller to throw, under pressure, steps past it, near sideline pass. It is intercepted. What a play! Kendall Doby picked it off.
The ruling on the field is an interception. First down, Oklahoma.
Little two-man, Teddy, little man under too deep.
Man, and he was in perfect position, wasn't he there? He just ran that route and you saw it right from the beginning, Coach. He ran the route for him, was in perfect position, made a great play, go up, one-handed it, and then finished the play. That's just good defense. Pressure on the quarterback is intense right now. Winning the line of scrimmage, that's where it's all starting.
That is the third forced turnover of the first quarter for Brent Venables' defense. This is like an old scrimmage on the rugby fields for you, Coach, with Kevin Wilson on one side and Brent Venables on the other.
I used to have to, they'd be arguing across the line of scrimmage with each other that Brent, he knew when to bring his pressure from the tight end side for the boot and the rollouts. I saw plenty of those arguments.
Handoff, Marcus Major cuts it outside, 35 down the sideline, 30, 25 flag down to the 20, swims by a guy down to the 15, but let's see what the flag is about.
I think it's going to be on Rouse, but I disagree with it.
Number 75.
Yeah. He's got him
First down.
He's got him locked up right on the inside of his shoulder pads, and I don't think it ever gets outside where he's like pulling on the jersey or anything. Like sometimes that's just burying a guy. Gabe, what you did? Was that a hold?
I mean, from the angle I have down here, it looks pretty clean. One thing to note, guys, and this is something, honestly, I've been wanting to see. We got Caden Green in at left guard.
Oh, the freshman.
Oh, he's got a really high ceiling.
6'5", 316 out of Lee's Summit, Missouri. So back him up, swing past Gavin Freeman. Caught at the 50, far sideline,
Great
turns
block.
it up 45, spins, and is knocked out at the 43.
Good block by Farouk out on the edge.
Yeah, Farouk, and I love Anderson as a blocker out there. You know, we just think about those tall guys going up and catching the ball, but those long arm receivers, when they're blocking, it's tough for those smaller DBs to deal with.
2nd and 16 from the TU 43.
And Andrell Anthony's got a lot of space over here.
Gabriel back to pass, looks Andrell's way, takes a deep shot, lobs it up, comes back for it, knocked away. It hung up a bit down around the 5-yard line, and the safety came over to help.
See Dylan get that up sooner.
Yeah, flooded a little bit on him, waited a little bit too long, and hold that middle safety a little bit longer with his eyes, too. If he's going to wait on it, he needs to pull that safety over. But I love that Levy continues to throw it down the field. I mean, that's a lot to think about as a defensive coordinator. They're hitting you laterally. They're, motioning, shifting, a bunch of different personnel coming in, plus they're taking deep shots.
10 straight completions by Gabriel to start the game. That's his first incompletion. 3rd and 16. TU brings pressure. Gabriel again down the seam. Jaden Gibson, he caught it and he hung on to it inside the 10. It'll be first and goal.
Nice catch there by Jaden. You had two guys hitting him right as the ball got there.
Those strong hands hanging onto the ball. That's what you love when receivers go up and grab it with those hands.
Quick snap, handoff Major over the left side, flag down. I'm not sure TU got onside. They were still trying to catch up to the play. Major took it down to the 6, but let's see what this penalty is for. I don't think Jaden Gibson makes that catch a year ago, Ted.
He's got the talent, but I think after he had success in week 1 and he had a good camp, I think he's building on that right now. And the more they get him involved, I think the more confidence he has, more trust he has. That's a great one. Every catch he's had so far has been in traffic where guys pawing at his hands and those big, strong hands going up and getting that ball.
Still no announcement on the penalty.
This shouldn't be that difficult, should it? Guy throws the flag. What'd you call?
You better be able to explain it.
I don't know what the discussion's about.
Minute 41 to go first quarter. It's 21-0 Oklahoma. Looking to tack on even more here after the outstanding Kendall Dolby interception.
Offside, number 99, defense, in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Whenever
I'm allowed to say it. Why would that take 3-4 minutes?
He's either in the neutral zone or he's not.
So put the ball between the 4 and the 5. It's first and goal from there. Major the back. He's to the right of Gabriel. Stoops in motion. Dad in the booth. DG's got it. Rolling right, looking, throws to Drake. He caught it. Touchdown for Bob's boy. Again.
No, that's Carol's son. I'm Drake's dad and Carol's husband. So, great throw by Dylan also. We'll give it credit, man. He didn't have a big window there, and he put it right on him. And, of course, Drake's rolling around on that shoulder again, hopefully it's okay in the morning.
I love it. He turns, and, he has to basically, in the air, do a half spin and catch that ball, and good, strong hands there. It was just a shade, half ball behind him where he had to spin for it, but great, strong hands going up and getting it. I like so far, that's good. Couple of competitive catches from our guys, and I love that they're attacking it with their hands, not catching it with their body.
Extra points good, 28-0. Touchdowns brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. I was really hoping Drake would get a touchdown while you're in the booth with us sometime this year. And it happened today.
You're not going to see me be fanboy, that's for sure. I'm a father. I'm proud of him, but
we've seen that meme of you at Ohio State pumping your fist back in the days.
That was for the win. They beat Texas, right? That's a little different.
That's different.
Yeah.
Boy, Ted and Coach, other than the fumble on the opening kickoff, I mean, this has been darn near perfect.
Oh, man. Well, we're rolling. Jeez. I mean, every part of the game. Defense has been strong, turnovers, but against the run and offensively, like you said earlier, Teddy, Dylan looks really good.
He's sharp.
Few of the deep balls, if you just get them up a little sooner, I think would help. But overall, been incredible.
And even on the turnover, the fumble, it's really nice return. It's blocked up great. Right. You get all the way down to it was around the other 35 or 30. Really nice return, and I don't know how they punched that ball out, but your defense turned it right back over, so you're not too upset about it. But they're checking all the boxes.
It's one of those. Someone from behind's always looking to strip you, right? You just got to be ready for it.
Touchback on the kickoff. Drive summary brought to you by the Oklahoma Turnpike Authority. 4 plays, 37 yards in a minute time, 19.
Switching personnel here for Tulsa. First time they've come out with 2 tight ends, 12 personnel on the field.
And they got a new quarterback. Cardell Williams, the handoff to Watkins, breaking tackles up the middle. Their best run of the day. Watkins from the 25 out to the 34. He got 9.
And Key Lawrence there coming up playing the edge there. And you can tell already he didn't there, but they're going to test the perimeter of our defense with that quarterback. He's going to pull one of those if our guys don't take care of their responsibilities.
He's a better athlete, Cardell Williams is. Watkins has the first down. He just noses across the 35 with under a minute to go here first quarter.
I saw Cardell Williams. I was here for their first game against Arkansas Pine Bluff, and he had a heck of a game. made some nice plays running the football and threw some really nice passes for scores as well.
He completed his first 13 passes that day. Back to pass here. Williams can't find anybody. Flushed out to the left. Now throws late down the field. Got the tight end Ethan Hall into Sooner territory. Hit hard at the 45, but stays on his feet to the 43.
That's tough. He scrambles out, buys some time there. They run a bunch of crossers, a mess there in the middle, and looks like someone got knocked off a little bit. Good job by him finding the open guy.
15 seconds to go in the quarter. Flag flies, whistles blow. It ended up being an interception, but the play is null and void as PJ Adibaware picked it off the deflection.
Prior to the ball being snapped, false start, number 2, offense. The player never got sent prior to the ball being snapped. It's a 5-yard penalty, first down.
You guys mentioned Caden Green being in on that last series. Savion Bird's been talking with the trainers and the athletic trainers and directors of rehab. He had a little cut on his head, but he just they took his helmet from him from now. They're just giving a look, talking to him, making sure that, he's where he needs to be there. It looks like they might even take him back to the locker room here to make sure that Bird is okay.
They've got the injury 10 up for him playing.
And that is the end of the first quarter. Segment with Coach Stoops presented by Rock and Roll Tequila. Beginning this season, fans can enjoy a Rock and Roll Big Game Bob Margarita in the club levels at Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium.
Hey, and let's add to it too, Toby. It was a Stoops family affair. Isaac down here on the sidelines as well, sporting the Drake Stoops jersey. It's a great day.
Coach, thanks for stopping by.
I don't know how Isaac got down there on the sideline.
He's got a gigantic frame, looks like an NFL guard frame from a frame standpoint. So I'm really excited to see what he does today.
True freshman at both corners right now for OU. Jacoby Johnson out of Mustang, Makari Vickers. Williams fires one incomplete across the middle, looking for Marquise Shoulders on the first play of the second quarter. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 15.
And I already like the amount of different players that we've seen come in, both offensively and defensively. Honestly, we've seen a variety of players come in at some different spots on defense, line of scrimmage, some young guys, and same thing offensively.
Ted, Jacoby Johnson looks the part, man.
He does.
Handoff, left side, bam. Key Lawrence lowers the bang on Bill Jackson to the 45, a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and long.
And that's a tough tackle. Whenever you're a safety right there and you've got a lot of space, you've got a back that's running full speed at you, it's hard to fully commit to the physical tackle to where you don't get run over because you don't know if the last second he's going to try and throw a juke or a spin on you. So it's really difficult. You've got to be okay every now and then with getting run over and making the safe tackle. And that was perfectly done there by Key Lawrence.
3rd and 12. Tulsa 2 for 5 on third downs today. Empty set here, 5 wides. Williams surveys the Sooner defense. They bring 4. Gonna throw, steps up in the pocket, got away, throws late downfield, caught, hit hard, Shoulders caught it, Vickers hit him, and it is just enough for the first down at the 33-yard line.
That was tough. Good pressure there. We ran a little twist with the Mike backer up over the center, and then he twisted the outside. We got good pressure, but got our feet tripped up a little bit.
Pitch, Taj Gary, 4th running back Tulsa's used today, gets away from a Stutzman tackle and down the sidelines. Hit out of bounds at the 25. He got 8.
Another tough one. That's similar to what we just saw with Key Lawrence. They run that toss into the boundary. Stutzman's there one-on-one. And I understand the hesitation, but just try there if you can to get him to cut back to your numbers.
Williams rolls right on 2nd and 2. Still looking. Now he'll run it himself. He's got the first down, and he slips out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Best drive of the day for Tulsa here.
And you see them pressing the edge there, and Kanik will figure this out as he gets more experience. When that guy's back, he just got to go flatten that receiver and continue to the quarterback. It's okay to knock that guy to the ground right there.
Kenai Walker now in at corner for OU from the 21-yard line. Tulsa Sooners lead 28-0. Cardell Williams in at quarterback, takes the shotgun snap, hands it off to Gary. Up the middle, tackled by Stutzman at the 19.
Tough there. We stem to that bare front with the Mike backer up on the edge for that 5th guy, and he gets kicked out. Kanik gets kicked out a little bit there. It makes that tackle on Stutzman a little more difficult, creates more space there. Like to see Kanik anticipate that blocker coming back across the formation, that split zone. It's about all they've run today.
10th play of the drive, 2nd and 8. Williams across the middle, off the fingertips of Presley. He threw it behind him. It'll be 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8. You got to have your antennas up here for some type of gadget run, something on the ground, maybe a quarterback draw, something. You got to expect that perhaps they're not going to be down here very often. This may be 4-down territory for them.
Kane going right to left. Blue unis here in the second quarter. 12:34 to go till halftime. They go 4 wides, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Now Ford the back in motion. Back to pass. Williams takes a shot at the end zone, and it is caught wide open. Busted coverage. Marquise shoulder. 19-yard touchdown pass. And the first touchdown Oklahoma has allowed in the first half this season.
Yeah, just miscommunication there. Bust defensively over here on the near sides. And Tulsa sideline. Corner safety screwed up there, mix up in responsibilities. No one on him there. Corner thought he had a safety over the top. Not sure what happened there. And there was a motion to empty on that snap. And if that is supposed to trigger something in the coverage, and maybe someone didn't get that, I'm not sure.
Chase Meyer on for the extra point. It is good. So Tulsa, 75-yard touchdown drive. They are on the board for the first time today. 12:30 to go till halftime. It's now Oklahoma 28 and the Golden Hurricane 7. Today's first half brought to you by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. This is Sooner Football from Learfield.
And let's just say it was maybe a less than pleasant walk off the field for Makari Vickers after that busted coverage that led to a touchdown.
First possession, second quarter upcoming for OU. I believe I said second half. Here's the kickoff, headed toward Jalil Farouk, returnable at the 2. He'll bring it up the middle, 10. Angles left, 15. Has a hold to the 20 and upended there. They'll spot the ball around the 21 or 22-yard line.
I got some good stuff going on that kickoff return right now. If we get him very many more opportunities, which I hope we don't get, they may bust one of those to the house.
I think we're going to get Troy Everett here at left guard.
Here come the Sooners. Gabriel with Gavin Sawchuk at running back. Stogner, Farouk, Andrell Anthony from the 22. Man in motion, left to right. Snap, back to pass, fake swing pass looking deep. Farouk down the seam, goes up, brings it down. Farouk in traffic all the way to the Tulsa 40.
A lot of really good catches. These receivers are going up and attacking that ball with their hands today.
Now in the backfield, Barnes and Sawchuk. Handoff Sawchuk, met in the backfield. Does a good job to get it back close to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10. Sawchuk obviously missed the opener against Arkansas State. Just 1 carry last week.
Man, we haven't seen this. Sorry, Toby. We haven't seen this personnel grouping. And
handoff Sawchuk again, runs right, makes a cut at the 40, reaching forward to the 37. He got 4 that time. 3rd down and 6 upcoming.
I like this group to have those 2 young backs out there together, and that personnel grouping that is. We've got some one-off runs there, and the blocking perhaps a little bit different. Got the wires crossed on that first one and had a free runner there in the backfield, but I hope we see some more of that and build on that. That could be dynamic with those 2 players.
Nick Anderson now in the game. He's stacked in front of Drake Stoops near sideline. Now they go 5 wides. 3rd and 6, Gabriel throws out. LV Bunkley Shelton can't get by his guy at the 36. It'll be 4th and 5.
Boy, great block there by Stogner, and if he's able to make that guy miss, there's some serious room to run there.
53-yard field goal from here, so they'll go for it looks like, on 4th and 5. Oklahoma 2 for 3 on 4th downs this year. They go empty. Sawchuk now in motion will join Gabriel in the backfield. Gabriel, swing pass. Sawchuk caught it. First down 30 and out of bounds at the 27.
I love that. It's basically you line the running back out in empty and motion him in, and you condense the defense and then expand back out around them as you have them moving in. This nice little play call there from Levy.
First down's brought to you by Paycom. Score big, letting employees do their own payroll at Paycom.com. Gabriel back to pass down the middle, looking for the end zone, and he overthrew LV Bunkley Shelton. Dylan Gabriel has already completed passes to 9 different receivers today. We're in the second quarter, early second quarter.
Toby, how many over 20 yards?
Stand by.
Stats, get on it. I know you remember my bold prediction. I know you remember my bold prediction.
How many did you say?
I think I said 7.
Well, we've already had the defensive touchdown, so that's Caleb Kelly's bold prediction this week. 2nd and 10 from the 27. Gabriel, handoff Barnes, sweeping left, meets Trash in the backfield and got it back. Well, he didn't quite get it back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of 1.
By a host of Golden Hurricane.
3rd down and 11. Jaden Gibson, Nick Anderson, both on the field. Blake Smith at tight end.
Also a yard on the play.
Howie Walker at running back.
It's 3rd down.
They're in field goal range now if they don't pick this up. 3rd and 11 from the 28. 28-7, Sooners lead it. 9:45 to go second quarter. They go trips right. Gibson to the left. Now Smith, the tight end, in motion. He'll set up wing left. Gabriel, wide snap, back to pass. Looks back to his right. Down the middle. He's got Nick Anderson. Pater. Touchdown. First career touchdown for Nick Anderson. Bam.
What great protection here by the offensive line. They get a good pocket there for Gabriel, and I love him trusting the offensive line. He's got his eyes downfield, and I don't know if he's just manipulating defenders, but it looked like that was his 3rd read perhaps. He started to his left and came all the way backside to Nick Anderson and just dials a laser in there. And, again, another good catch by the receivers going in and attacking those footballs with their hands.
4th touchdown pass of the day for Dylan Gabriel. Extra point is good. In the first half now, Gabriel 16 of 18, 272 yards, 4 touchdowns. It is the 11th time in his career that Dylan Gabriel has thrown at least 4 touchdowns in a football game. Touchdowns brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call.
I have been really impressed with what I've seen from Nick Anderson. Just such a physically impressive guy at the wide receiver position and runs good routes, right? He's been doing the dirty work as a blocker in some of the screen game, the perimeter screen game, and then the running game. Getting some more opportunities today, and I think he's got an extremely bright future here at Oklahoma. But, guys, I don't know about you, but aggressively pushing it down the field, Dylan Gabriel is my favorite Dylan Gabriel.
And I will add, T-Row, a top 5 smile of all time with Nick Anderson through the visor coming off the field after celebrating that touchdown.
Is Rodney here today? Has anybody seen Rodney? I would assume he's here somewhere. There's the kickoff. At the goal line, Ford going to return it this time. 5-10, 15, tripped up. Who was it that got a hand in there? Kip Lewis, I think, got him by the shoestrings at the 18-yard line.
I love what I've seen from that young man, and if we keep going like this today, we're probably going to see a lot of him playing in the second half.
Sooner Football brought to you by the Jimmy Austin OU Golf Club. We are your one-stop shop for exclusive OU apparel and an unmatched golfing experience. The Jimmy Austin OU Golf Club, where we encourage you to golf like a champion. Great to see Gentry Williams back on the field.
There was a moment with the way that he had his pads over on the sidelines. I didn't know if we'd see him again. So really good to see Gentry, T-Row, back in here.
Reggie Grimes had one defensive end to start this possession from the 18. Cardell Williams, Tulsa quarterback, hands it off, nowhere to go. Jacob Lacey in on the tackle, 1 yard loss back to the 17. Reggie Grimes there as well.
You see a stem to that bare front, 5 down guys. This time it's Stutzman at the will backer, stepping up on the weak side, playing the final 5th guy, the edge guy out there on the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 11. Play action. Williams rolls right, throws back across the middle. Dangerous pass, but he pulled it off. Devin Williams the catch at the 25.
That play action got us there defensively. We were all kind of biting up on that run, and he took that inside shot there, but he had the guy deeper on a bigger gain if he would have taken it.
3rd and 3, handoff Watkins over the right side, reaching for the first down marker, and I think he got just enough. Yep, they're waving the chain. Needed 3, got 3 out to the 28. Dejon Terry, the tackle. 8.5 to go, second quarter. 35-7. Oklahoma in front of Tulsa. Sun shining here at Chapman Stadium. 80-degree day. Hall, the tight end, moves across the formation. He'll set up wing right. It is a handoff to Watkins. Sweeping right. He got the corner. 30, 35. He was hit at the 35, but he was able to reach forward for a couple of more yards. They're going to spot it at the 37. 9-yard run.
Now, haven't had any success or much success on the inside with that split zone play. This time they take it outside to test that contain and able to get around the edge.
Handoff Watkins again. He's got the first down across the 40. Violent tackle to the 41. It was Laulu that hit him.
Got some speed going there, and I think we're scrambling a little bit defensively. I see Stutzman looking over to Venables saying, give me the call quicker.
From the 41, 1st and 10. TU went 75 yards and a touchdown last possession. A couple of first downs so far this possession, and a whistle before the snap. Timeout, Kevin Wilson.
Tulsa takes their first charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds in late.
7:31 to go. We'll keep this one here. Sooner fans nominate a deserving class, 2nd through 6th grade, to be our Pizza Hut student section at the OU Iowa State game on September 30th. Each student will win 2 tickets to the game, and Pizza Hut will also provide a bag of Book It, OU swag, and their own individual pizza. Go to Soonersports.com/Pizza Hut to nominate your class today. Teddy, I've had a couple of people on Twitter ask me what a sugar huddle is. I've said OU has sugar huddled a couple of times. You want to explain that for us?
Well, just not a formal huddle. It's just kind of some guys standing around a little bit over the football and a little bit looser, a little bit tighter to the line of scrimmage, and just kind of a lot of times there's maybe hiding a little something there formationally.
1st and 10, 41, timeout's over. Williams back to pass, flushed right, throws back across his body into Sooner territory. Catch is made by Benjamin all the way down to the 25 near the 20-yard line. Big play.
When we had some pressure there up the middle and the quarterback flushed, and something we talked about whenever he's in, we've got to be more coordinated on our rush. We've continued to give up the outside edge where he can just escape to the outside freely.
35-yard pickup, handoff to Ford, steps out of a tackle at the line of scrimmage, gets inside the 20 and down near the 18. 6-yard run. Tulsa's got something going.
Yeah, they got us on our heels a little bit here defensively, and they found a little bit of rhythm here with the running game, going quick, and then getting the quarterback out on the edge on the perimeter to where he can test us downfield a little bit.
I'm told Rodney Anderson is in the south end zone, and he had a huge smile on his face.
Nice.
When Nick had the touchdown catch. 2nd down and 4 from the 18 going in for TU. They trail at 35-7. Williams, hand off, and no gain this time. 2-yard loss. Reggie Pearson, Jonah Laulu, and Ethan Downs all there converging on Jordan Ford.
Boy, Reggie Pearson is absolutely wearing out the thighs of these running backs. He comes in violently right above the knee on these guys over and over and over. There's some guys in the training room tomorrow getting treatment on those quads.
3rd and 6 from the 20. Williams going to throw. Looks left. Comes near side. It's caught for a short gain by Ethan Hall. They call him Cowboy. He's got a mullet. Took it back to the 18. 4th down and 4 for Kevin Wilson here.
Fantastic coverage. We knew exactly what was coming there. We got the double unders with the dig in behind it, and we were locked up on everyone there. Nowhere to go.
They're going for it. 4th and 4. Opponents just 2 for 5 on 4th downs this year for OU. Williams rolling right. Looking, lobs end zone, busted coverage, touchdown. Devin Williams wide open.
Late to adjust there on the motion. You see the DBs waving it over. Reggie Pearson's late to run with it. And they get the sprint pass, and we're biting on that first move. Hard stick out like he's running the typical sprint pass route, and it's the out and up. Reggie Pearson bites on the out, and the receiver turns it up. Wide open, easy throw and catch for the touchdown. And that comes from late adjustment. And they had us on our heels on that drive the entire way.
Williams to Williams there. Cardell to Devin, 18 yards. Back-to-back touchdown drives for Tulsa. Extra point by Chase Meyer is good. And it's 35-14 with 5:30 to go till halftime. We'll take a break. 5:30 to go first half. Sooners lead at 35-14. Today's first half brought to you by Love's Travel Stops, the heart of the highway. This is Sooner football from
Evan Wilson, and for that offense, now credit to Tulsa's guys executing at a high level. And then, on both touchdowns, guys catching the ball wide open in the end zone. Can't happen, right? Can't happen. And I'll tell you this, Blank. Venables is getting after everyone.
Everybody, T-Road. The passion is not minimized at all, even with the 3 touchdown lead.
Here's an interesting score from college football. About a minute to go till halftime. South Carolina 7, Georgia 3. That game is in Athens. This will be a touchback as the kickoff goes over the head of Jaleel Farouk, and Oklahoma will start on the 25-yard line.
Well, I think those last couple of drives, obviously capped off with big mistakes, but those really aren't the overwhelming feel of coming away from those. What to me is, I think it's just a little bit of laziness, and it just kind of goes to show you that in college football, if you take your foot off the gas against the team, even someone that you're clearly way more talented than and have a much higher ceiling than, these teams are smart, they're coached well, and they can make you pay. You got to keep your foot down and continue to play as hard as you can out there.
Sooner football brought to you by OG&E. We energize live. First play, Gabriel takes a shot, wings it far downfield for Freeman, and it's intercepted. The ball was underthrown, and coming back, DeMarco Jones picks it off.
Dylan Gabriel hit right as he threw that ball, and I think that affected. He wasn't able to step into it. He got hit and was kind of rocked back, and that's why that ball sailed high up into the air.
Ted, this is something you and I have talked quite a bit about. Ostrowski, 48, who looks like he can deadlift about 1,000 pounds. One-on-one with Austin Stogner.
Yeah.
In pass protection. That's not a good matchup for Stogner. Goes straight through him, hits Dylan as he throws. Ball flutters. INT.
So Tulsa, who has scored on their last 2 possessions, takes over at their own 32 after the INT. Sooners lead 35-14. Cardell Williams hands off. Ford up the middle, got one swarm tackle at the 33.
And if there are any gadget plays in Coach Wilson's pocket, this is where you're going to see him. You've swung momentum. You've had 2 big drives offensively and got a nice turnover on defense. And second down is typically where you would see it. And I don't know what he may have in store. And he may continue doing what they've done because they've had some nice success here recently. But you got to have your antenna up.
Looks like pretty much all starters out there right now for OU. Williams back to pass, pocket collapsing. He slips out. And now he's going to throw late. Now he steps away. Now he runs, caught from behind. Ethan Downs ran him down. He tried to throw right before crossing the line of scrimmage. Couldn't find anybody, and he got 3 yards out of it.
Great job on the back end, locking onto those guys. And Canick comes up late once he decides to pull the trigger, and he's got to make that play. You've got that quarterback running flat to the line of scrimmage, and you're coming from depth. You got to be able to wrap him up and make that play there, and he was able to get a few extra yards after that.
3rd and 7. Kane 5 for 9 on 3rd downs today. Williams sends the tight end McGarry in motion.
Nice.
It is a hands-off, and Danny Stutzman is in the backfield. Sit down.
I'll tell you what that looked like to me. When you watch the old clips of Brian Bosworth where he used to blitz that A-gap and was so quick off the jump, would get there before anyone was able to block him, make a big play in the backfield. That's exactly what that looked like from Stutzman. That was awesome.
He about took the handoff.
That's right.
6th tackle today for Stutzman. He's got a pick 6 too. And the punt team is on the field for Tulsa. The Australian Angus kicks it away from Freeman. It bounces inside the 30 and out of bounds right around the 25. They have an Aussie punter named Angus Davies. There's a former Aussie rules football player. Green left guard.
It's good to see Sexton out there. Been a long road back from that knee injury.
Left to right from the 25. We're ready for action again. Gabriel's got the football. No play action. Throws to Farouk. All kinds of green grass. 35-40, 45-yard line out to the 50. Taken off his feet there. I mean, he was wide open. He got 25.
I love the misdirection. You fake that GT counter coming around all those offensive linemen and go with the misdirection. Good block by Drake out in front.
Handoff Barnes. Searching, bounces it outside, reaches forward, got a couple. What a first half for Jalil Farouk. Now at 179 all-purpose yards. Second down and 8 from the 47 in TU territory. 2:53 to go till halftime. Oklahoma leads 35-14. Farouk in short motion. They'll throw it out to him. A chance for more. 45. Lead blocker breaks a tackle. 40 down to the 38. He had Drake Stoops out in front of him. Give him 9 more.
A smart play there. He angles towards the sideline, and he can see the deep player bearing down on him, but his vision, he acts like he's looking outside and then gives him a little move late.
Stoops the catch. 35-30, out of bounds. He leaped for the first down marker, but they don't give it to him. 2 yards shy. 8 yards on first down for Drake.
Boy, especially into the boundary with a short throw. If you are soft over our slot, they'll turn and throw that really fast, get it on Drake as quickly as possible. And just because of the soft defense and the depth there, he's able to turn upfield and get a nice, easy gain.
Sooners slowing it down just a tad here. 2 minutes to go in the half. Handoff Barnes up the middle, breaks a tackle. 25-yard line, reaching forward to the 23. 5 yards on first down, the most we've seen of Javonte Barnes.
He looks good. Yeah, just got hung up a little bit on that initial tackler. He wanted to get out quickly, and he was going to put a move on the wasn't able to get free enough to make a big move on that safety, but nice first down run.
1st and 10 from the 23. Stogner in motion, left to right. Gabriel's got it. Hands to Barnes again. Up the middle, finds a hole. 20, 15-yard line. Sprints near side down to the 11. First down with 1:19 to go in the half.
Stogner in the backfield, motion him into the backfield and run a little lead play, insert play with Stogner, and gets a nice little seal block on one of the linebackers. Get that room to run. I wouldn't say it was the most physical downhill insertion by a tight end there, but he got the job done, walled off the backer.
Sooners in the Delta Dental Red Zone, the state's leading provider of dental benefits. 1st and 10 from the 11. Gabriel already 4 touchdown passes today. Hands to Barnes up the middle, breaks the 10, reaching for the 6. He got 5 on first down.
I know it's not a big deal, but they never stopped the clock. When you got the first down under 2 minutes here in the first half. It just kept rolling.
It's a good point, Chris. And a timeout now going to be called by Kevin Wilson, it appears.
There is a good...
Tulsa takes their second charge timeout of the half.
There's a good 20 to 18 to 20 seconds that rolled right off the clock, and the timekeeper never stopped it.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. 33 seconds here on the timeout by Kevin Wilson. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the 6.
By the way, I was going to just ask Gabe, Walter Rouse had been, I think the best way to put it is hearing it a little bit from Bill Beanbo. So
that's certainly a way to frame it, yes.
But the excitement of seeing Jacob Sexton so quickly after the injury that happened in the first couple of plays in last year's bowl game in the Cheez-It Bowl.
Yeah, and a guy that they were really excited about last year, and this is extremely valuable for him, right? We've talked quite a bit leading into the season about, their tackle situation, right? Where not a ton of depth there, not a ton of guys that have played snaps.
Here we go. 2nd and 5 from the 6. Gabriel, handoff Barnes, bounces right, cuts it back up the middle. He got to the 5. That's it. Bent over. It'll be 3rd down. Timeout Brent Venables now with 26 seconds.
Don't you have to pay off Stogner here in the red zone after forcing the big guy to run a couple ISOs?
30 seconds in late.
We're about to find out.
I will say, give Brent Venables some credit, man. He showed off that 40-yard dash speed. He came sprinting down here on the far sideline on the Sooner side to get that timeout from the line judge, excuse me.
Hey, Sooner fans, Sooner Football brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Order through the Chick-fil-A app and start earning points toward ultimate game day treats. What was it we asked Coach this week? Somebody asked if he could defeat DeMarco Murray in an Oklahoma drill. And he said no. Sooners 4 for 5 on third downs today. They continue to be very good in that category. Here's a 3rd and 4 from the 5. Snap. Gabriel gonna throw. Looking, surveying, rolls left. Outside the pocket, flag down. He's to the 10, he's to the 5. He'll run it in. Here comes another flag. This is coming back because only Oklahoma can be called for holding in a football game.
I think we're going to get offsetting. Drake Stoops
got tackled.
Someone were really getting into it. Maybe Reggie Ellis. I think maybe 3. I mean, they were really getting into it. I think they may get him for a personal foul, and hopefully these offset.
Side judge has his hat off. He threw everything.
Yeah, no, it was, they were going at it.
17 seconds to go in the half. A long conversation going on here. Tuda Salam, our head referee, ready to make an announcement.
There are multiple fouls on the play. Holding, number 70, offense. That penalty is declined. Holding, number 76, offense. It's a 10-yard penalty and will be enforced. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 94, Tulsa. That penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal. It's first down, Oklahoma.
It's an algebra equation, isn't it?
So we're going to back it up 10, and then we're going to go half the distance.
I'll give them a break on that one. You deserve to huddle and take some time in that situation.
Oklahoma actually is going to lose 2.5 yards after all that because of the way they step it off. But it is a 1st and goal now at the 7.5-yard line.
Correction, the unsportsmanlike conduct foul was on number 99.
Everett Rogers.
Who holds his hands out like me? What?
It definitely was not him.
Sooners have 2 timeouts, 17 seconds to try to get it in the end zone here from the 7.5. Stoops and Farouk split right, Anthony to the left. Barnes the back, Stogner tight end right. 9th play of the drive. Here we go. Stogner in motion, right to left. Snap. Gabriel rolls left. Looks end zone, throws end zone, incomplete, over the head of Anthony, flag down. This will be PI on Tyree Carlisle, the corner.
It was wild. It was thrown by the back judge, who was not right on the play like the field judge was.
I think it's a bad call. There was some contact there, but that ball's not catchable.
Is there anything more
Pass
entertaining?
interference, number 4, defense. The foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line.
Here
First
comes Jackson Arnold, guys. Go ahead, Gabe.
Is there anything more entertaining than the defensive back signaling incomplete and not realizing he's
While
been
the
called
flag's
for,
in the air
No.
behind him.
So funny every time.
First appearance for the freshman quarterback Jackson Arnold today. 1st and goal from the 2. 13 seconds to go in the half. Tawi Walker on his right hip. Timeout, Kevin Wilson.
Tulsa takes their 3rd and final charge timeout of the half.
The
1
chess
minute
match. Late in the first half, Wilson and Venables. Like they did on the scrimmage fields in Norman back in the day. Well, are we running it here again with Jackson Arnold, Teddy, or are they going to let him the old Tebow jump pass on the end?
Probably. I mean, they haven't shown anything off of it yet. Perhaps. I mean, that's the next. Like, if that's the package that they're going to continue to show him in, I mean, that's the evolution of it, is to build some type of play action off of it. So
they do have 2 timeouts. You can run it here.
Right.
35-14, Oklahoma leads it.
Brent Venables has had a long conversation with the line judge over here, Kelly Gittering. Whatever the conversation was, it was amicable, and Brent Venables was happy with the answer that he got. I think he wanted clarification on the holding call.
Tawi Walker's going to split out to the right as they take formation. Blake Smith in a tight end, double tight end. Smith is standing behind Stogner, left into the line. Wide left, you've got Anderson and Anthony.
Coach Venables isn't done with the line judge yet. Came sprinting down before the snap.
We're going to motion to end over here. Tolly Walker's going to come back into the formation and leave Guyton as the end guy. And you can overload to the tight end side here, or you can bring something back across. You're putting those secondary players from Tulsa in conflict here coverage-wise.
Here we go. Jackson Arnold at quarterback. He's in the shotgun. Walker in motion. Snap. Rolling right. Arnold throws off the shoulder pad of Blake Smith. Incomplete.
Intended for number 6.
9 seconds left.
The timing and spacing was a little off there. They covered it pretty good coming back across this way. Blake Smith got knocked off his initial path there and was really close to Jackson Arnold. Just a tough play to make. I don't think he gets in anyways.
2nd and goal from the 2. Same personnel, but now Anderson right, Anthony left. Still Jackson Arnold at quarterback. Snap. Arnold runs up the middle. Hit at the 1. Pushed back. Reaching forward. He got to the 1. Timeout. Brent Venables with 2 seconds.
Jackson Arnold on the quarterback keeper.
3rd and goal from the 1. 2 seconds. It looks like they will settle for the field goal.
Oklahoma takes their second short timeout of the half. 30 seconds in late.
And indeed, Zach Schmidt onto the field.
There was no hesitation either, Toby. As soon as Brent Venables got that timeout, he turned to the sideline, or turned back towards the Sooner bench and set field goal.
Zach is 1 for 1 on the year. His first make from 21 yards. This one will be a 20-yard try on the final play of the first half. Ball just right of center. Plaster the holder, Ben Anderson the snapper. Snap back, hold down. Kick is away. Sidewinding kick is through. And that's how the first half comes to an end. A 20-yard field goal from Zach Schmidt.
Continue to lose contain on this guy. So, to me, the key remains the same. Dominate line of scrimmage, both sides.
Second half keys brought to you by the Fowler Automotive Group. Being friendly, helpful, honest, and fair. This is what drives us. Proud to be on the Fowler Automotive team this year. We drove the beautiful Fowler Jeep Grand Wagoneer up the turnpike for the game this weekend. This has been the Oklahoma Sooner Halftime Show, brought to you by Coca-Cola. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Take a taste. Chris, anything before we start the second half?
Good energy coming out of the locker room. It looks as if, from the injury perspective, guys have kind of been bruising up and down the sidelines. Nothing yet from Savion Byrd. But again, Gentry Williams has been the most positive story over here, right? After the shoulder ding, he's back in. This looks like a team that took advantage of its rest. It's a lot hotter down here than it was whenever we had cloud cover near the end of the first half. So temperatures rising, energy is matching it too.
4 first half touchdown passes by Dylan Gabriel, 2 of those to Drake Stoops. Danny Stutzman a pick 6. 20-yard Zach Schmidt field goal. Sooners lead at 38-14. Here comes the second half. Schmidt to kick it away, left to right, approaches the football, toe to leather. Line drive kick headed for Jordan Ford. It'll go into the end zone for a touchback. Tulsa in the blue jerseys, gold pants, gold hats. They'll start on the 25, going south to north here in quarter number 3. We will be in Cincinnati for the Big 12 opener next Saturday morning, an 11 o'clock kickoff. Sooners hoping to be 3-0 when they head north and east to the Queen City. No surprise, it will again be Cardell Williams at quarterback for Tulsa, the redshirt freshman out of Houston Westfield High School. He's got 2 receivers right, 2 tight ends left. In the back is Watkins. They'll hand it to Watkins. First carry of the second half. He falls forward from the 23 to the 25, a 5-yard carry to the 30.
That's way too much. When you're in a bare front, which is the best front you could be in for run game, especially a one-back run game like this, that 5 yards is entirely too much. They shouldn't be able to get a yard on that.
Pitch to Watkins, sweeping left, runs into a crowd. Woody Washington, Ethan Downs, and others pushing back for a 2-yard loss back to the 28.
Much better, much more physical there on the perimeter. On the 2 tight end formations is what they've started to get some success with here, and they're going to start to counter with some boot and get the quarterback out of the pocket.
3rd and 7, flag down before the snap. Somebody moved early. 5th penalty on Tulsa today. Head referee Tuda Salam
That's a killer for him, too.
His mic's not working again. False start is the call.
Well, let's not blow everyone's eardrums like we did last time when we figured his mic out.
So it'll be 3rd and 12, back to the 23. Taj Gary and now at running back for Tulsa. A little sturdier back, 5'9", 223. Got to get it all the way to the 35. Sooners showing pressure up the middle with the linebackers. Now they drop back. 4-man rush. Cardell rolls right, throws deep across the middle. Caught out to the 45-yard line. Still on his feet. Devin Williams near the 50. They found success over the middle of the field, Ted.
Yeah, and, that's frustrating. You get them backed up to 3rd and 12. And, again, the quarterback breaks contain and the zone coverage breaks down. As soon as that quarterback gets out of the pocket and starts to move, the zone coverage on the back end breaks down. Guys have to step up and defend the quarterback, and we lose a hook player, and they're able to hit that deep dig there right across the middle of the field. You got to do a better job containing this quarterback.
26-yard pickup to the 49. First down snap, back to pass. Williams again takes a deep shot near sideline. He's got a man out of bounds at the OU 25. Another big pickup to Camden Benjamin.
Again, no pressure again. Quarterback's able to stand there in the pocket and had a free runner in the slot, and then he cuts it, breaks towards the sideline there at the last second, and able to hit him, clear it out with the outside wide receiver and hit him in that void underneath it.
Back-to-back 26-yard pickups has taken the ball to the OU 25. Trace Ford and P.J. Adibaware check in for OU. Handoff goes to Gary, and again, nowhere to run at all. Adibaware and Stutzman there on the stop for a 1-yard loss.
Good job there. Again, we got to get them behind the chains and continue to keep the quarterback in the pocket and affect the throw. He's had way too much time. He's been way too comfortable out there, and easily able to step through some traffic and find himself on the perimeter of the defense.
Teddy, we talked about this in the pregame, but good experience at least today for OU dealing with a mobile quarterback.
Absolutely.
Because Emory Jones at Cincinnati next week is the same, only better. Handoff goes to Jackson up the middle, finds a little wiggle room, takes it inside the 25 to the 23. Got about 3 yards. Dejon Terry the stop.
Here's 3rd down now. It's 3rd and 7. And this gives Venables plenty of different opportunities, especially with the field starting to be a little more condensed. You're in the fringe red zone area. And, I think you dial it up and bring the pressure on him because the 4-man rush has done not a very good job of containing him and putting pressure on him in the pocket.
Tulsa 6 of 11 on 3rd downs today. 3rd and 8 officially here. Williams back to pass. They bring 3. Comes deep near sideline. Caught at the 5. Out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Marquis shoulders. It'll be 1st and goal. Tulsa at the 2.
And again, this is something we've struggled on this year. When we only rush 3 and we're going to drop 8 guys, there's no way there should be windows that big with 8 zone droppers, especially in the red zone when the top of the defense is condensed by the end line.
Double tight ends left. 1st and goal from the 2. Williams the snap. Hands to Jackson. Hit at the 2 by Stutzman. Dropped at the 2. No gain.
Jackson on the
Reggie Pearson in there as well.
We got to be ready here.
Pearson's down, guys.
Uh-oh.
Looked like his shoulder. He made the play. He kind of cleaned up the tackle. And then as he was getting up, realized something was going on with that left shoulder. It's hanging a little bit.
And it looks like we are going to take a TV timeout here while they tend to Reggie Pearson. We will. 10:52 to go, 3rd quarter, opening possession 3rd quarter. Tulsa on the march. 2nd and goal from the 2. Sugar huddle by TU. Now they break it. Williams with Watkins to his left, now moves him to the right. Compact formation. Snap. Williams. Handoff. Watkins. Hit. Drop. Short of the goal line. Kenai Walker. Several others. I think he lost a yard. They're marking this closer to the 3. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Really good job. Stutzman knifed that gap initially and forced the cut back there, which killed his momentum going downhill, and then everyone else kind of caved that side down. Got to watch. If I'm offensive coordinator, I'm trying to put Williams on the perimeter here and run a pick route, and this is the exact formation you're going to get for it too.
Trips right, double tight end left from the 3. 3rd and goal. Now into the backfield, moves forward. Snap, Williams. Back to pass, looks end zone. Scrambles out to the right, being chased by Canick. Throws late. It is nearly picked. Peyton Bowen undercut the route. Could not quite. He got two hands on it, but he couldn't reel it in. It's 4th down.
Good job by Bowman plastering there on the back end as well. Kind of a little bit of a scramble play there, broken play, and Williams gets out and starts to push the perimeter again. Better contain there, at least forcing him to lose ground. And a good job by Peyton Bowen, obviously undercutting that one, almost picked it off.
21-yard field goal try coming from Chase Meyer. He's 1 for 1 on the year. An Eagle Scout. Where's the number 91? Snap is back. Kick is away, and it is good. Well, Tulsa takes the opening possession, goes 5 minutes plus, but Oklahoma able to push them back. They had 1st and goal at the 2, and they settle for the 21-yard field goal with 9:54 to go, 3rd quarter. No timeout on the field. We'll keep it here. 38-17 now our new score. Ted, any growing concerns here with the Oklahoma defense today?
Well, some of the 8-man drop stuff, the zone coverage, which that's been a concern the whole season. We haven't been very good there. There's, again, 8 zone drops on the back end, and you've got that much space is concerning, especially down near the red zone where, they don't have the ability to run the top of the defense off. And, as Gabe mentioned as well, the pressure on the quarterback, you've got to do both things. You got to pressure the quarterback to affect the throw and affect his awareness inside the pocket. But you also, especially when you've got a guy that can move, you've got to be able to contain him and not allow him to escape and extend plays and get on the outside. Whenever that happens, makes it way too easy for the defense to fall apart on the back end.
Slab of the kickoff man sends it high and short. Farouk returnable at the 5. Angles left, 15. Turns it up, 20. Trips up, keeps his feet, 25. Knocks sideways out to the 27, 28-yard line. Oklahoma Turnpike Authority drive summary for Tulsa. They go 11 plays, 73 yards. In 5:06, it is the 3rd scoring drive of 10 or more plays for Tulsa today. 38-17 OU. 27-yard line is where they set up after the 23-yard return by Farouk. Now over 200 all-purpose yards for Jalil today. Stacked receivers to both sides. The back is Sawchuk to start the 3rd quarter. Now he's split out far right. Empty set, 5 wide. Gabriel, quick throw caught by Farouk. Makes a move at the 30. Jukes a man, and he's out to the 35. Boy, he puts that foot in the ground, and he is quick. He got 8.
And I love that play design. The motion the back out of the backfield to expand that defense over there and put a slower guy on the inside on Farouk whenever they're going to run that play, let him try and make a guy miss.
Number 3, offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Farouk called for the false start before the 2nd down snap, and he is flustered. Puts his arms out, looks at the sidelines as if to say, I didn't do anything.
Well, last time that happened, he was frustrated as well and then caught a touchdown on the next pass. Let's see what happens here.
I like that. So back it up to 2nd and 7 now at the 30. Gabriel, handoff Sawchuk up the middle, finds a hole and a little bit more, keeps his legs turning out to the 33. 3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 4. Sooners 4 of 5 on 3rd downs today. Quickly over the ball. Gabriel claps his hands, but no snap. Surveying the TU defense. DG now has it. Straight drop. Looks far sideline, rolls left. Throws far side. Catch made. Andrell Anthony has the 1st down at the 40. Give him a couple more. Move the chains. 1st down's brought to you by Paycom.
The spacing routes there, just little get open routes by the receivers trying to find hole in the zone. A good job by Gabriel extending.
Straight drop. Gabriel looks deep, throws across the middle. Anthony, a sliding catch in TU territory. The 42. Another 1st down.
Nice ball by Dylan Gabriel there. Throwing away from leverage, low and away. Andrell Anthony able to go down with the defender pretty much draped over and make a nice play.
17 yards. Here comes the 2-back set we saw on occasion in the 1st half. Barnes and Sawchuk in the backfield.
Ran that little crossbuck the first play last time, and we didn't get the blocking up front sorted.
Sawchuk sent in motion from the TU 42, back to pass Gabriel. Throws it out to Sawchuk on the edge, and he got away from one man, makes another move, and stood up. Didn't get much out of all that, maybe a yard.
Hey, good job by Tulsa there. They rush 3, they drop 8 guys, they spread the net, sit a bunch of defenders back, and force you to throw the underneath route, and you rally up and tackle for a minimal gain.
Yeah, let's call it no gain. 2nd and 10. Twin backs again. You've got Stogner and Nick Anderson right. Jaden Gibson left. 2nd and 10 from the Tulsa 42. Sawchuk sent out in motion. Gabriel going to throw. Straight drop, looking. Finds Nick Anderson on the comeback at the 25. One man to beat. Stiff arm, got by him. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nick Anderson. 2nd touchdown of the day. 42 yards.
Wow. How about that from the big guy? Runs that deep route. He pushes that defender really hard, running vertical, then stops, runs the dig. Great protection up front. Dylan Gabriel had a perfect pocket. Plenty of time, delivers a beautiful ball strike to Nick Anderson, and that's why he's so dangerous. Just steps through that tackle attempt from a smaller defender.
That young man, if he can stay healthy, he's going to be a special one here, boys.
Extra point try by Zach Schmidt is good. With 7:08 to go, third quarter. Gabe on another pass of 20 or more yards.
Yeah, baby!
42-yard touchdown from Dylan Gabriel to Nick Anderson. Touchdowns brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Williams at the helm. And they're set to get the ball back here at Chapman Stadium in front of a sea of Crimson Sooner fans who either live here or made the trip up the turnpike today.
And they're sticking around.
Yeah.
They're sticking around. That south end zone still packed.
Jordan Ford deep to receive for TU. Zach Schmidt points left, points right. There's the boot. Driving kick toward the corner of the end zone. It's a touchback.
Kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Single game and season tickets are available now for the 2023 OU soccer and volleyball seasons. Welcome to Norman, your new soccer coach, Matt Mott, new volleyball coach, Aaron Mansfield. Show them what Sooner Nation is all about. Go to Soonersports.com or call 405-325-2424 to secure your seats today in Boomer Sooner. Now here comes Steve Spurrier Jr. and Kevin Wilson's offense. Cardell Williams, 10 of 13 passing for 188 yards and 2 touchdowns since coming on. He's got 3 receivers left. The back is Ford. He's going to throw. Williams under pressure immediately. Dumps it. Flag down. He's hit by Stripling. Flags all over the place.
Or he may get a hold there, and that's got to be an intentional grounding, right? That didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. He wasn't outside of the pocket, and there wasn't anyone close to it.
This is one of those. There's 3 fouls on the play, and they're all on the defense, or all on the offense. My prediction: 2 holds.
Listen to this.
1
the
intentional
road
grounding.
team is asking for crowd noise. The OU defense on the field asking for crowd noise.
Little extra juice for the Sooners.
There are 2 fouls on the play against Tulsa. Holding, number 51. That penalty is declined. Intentional grounding, number 7. The quarterback was outside of the pocket, but the pass did not reach the line of scrimmage. The penalty is a loss of down at the spot of the foul. It's 2nd down.
Spot of the foul is the 12-yard line, so it's a 13-yard loss. And it'll be 2nd and 23. That is the best pressure Oklahoma has gotten on Cardell Williams today. Kendall Dolby in the game at a corner. Grayson Halton in on that defensive line. 2nd and 23. Sooners trying to make it difficult for Tulsa to run their offense in their own stadium. Sooner fans, I should say. Handoff Ford. He's met in the backfield. Slips away. Got to the 10. He loses 3 more. Halton and Key Lawrence there. Isaiah Coe as well.
Sounds like a one-score game with this crowd right now. They're into it.
Well, I love Isaiah Coe there, just creating all kinds of chaos. He gets his hands on him first, and you got Key Lawrence coming and capping off from the second level.
3rd and 25. Williams straight drop. Sooners bring a blitz. Under pressure. They got him. Ball's loose. Williams, I think, got back on top of it. And now a late push as Danny Stutzman went flipping backwards. No flag. Ethan Hall now is signaling to him that he was faking it.
Brent Venables is not happy about something.
The offense. 4th down.
The fumble was recovered by Cardell Williams, but it's 4th and forever, so Tulsa will kick it.
Stutzman tried. He got pushed late. There was like a bit of a count of hesitation, and then he went flailing into the air. That was great.
We got a little something here. We got LV Bunkley Shelton back with Gavin Freeman. Flag flies before the snap. The punt is off, but it won't matter. I don't think we've seen this, so radar up here.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Freeman is on the right hash and deeper than Bunkley Shelton, who's about 10 yards in front of him on the left hash, and now he's going to be pulled over to DeMarco and back. Is that DeMarco?
Yeah.
Freeman standing at the 50. The punter, Angus Davies, is in his end zone, surrounded by Crimson. It's 45-17 OU with 5:35 to go third quarter.
I'm wondering if he's just up for that end-over-end punt that doesn't go very far.
Davies with the boot, high toward the near sideline, out of bounds. OU's going to get great field position. Let's see where the side judge stops. He's at the 30, still going, 35. Gabriel, snap, jet sweep. Farouk sweeping left. Drake Stoops, great block, cuts the 40, 35-yard line. First down to the 30. It's the Jaleel Farouk show today at Chapman Stadium. Give him 12 more.
Well, they convoy a whole new group in wide receivers.
Jaquez Petaway in the game, I think, for the first time today. He's in a quad bunch. Now he goes in motion, right to left, stops, comes back behind DG, swing pass to Petaway. Coming right, near side, got a block. 30, turns it up, 25, 20, and out of bounds. First time into the game, and Petaway goes for 10 and a first down.
Guys, Jackson Arnold's playing wide receiver right now, just so you know.
Jackson Arnold is a part of this quad set with Freeman, Smith, and Petaway. From the 20, Sooners in the Delta Dental red zone. Petaway in motion again, stops, goes behind DG again. Looks like the same play. Sweep it to him. Handoff Freeman coming back left, strung out and dropped for a loss. He faked the pass to Petaway this time, flipped forward to Freeman, and it didn't work.
I like the confusion, bring in, a whole new group of guys, give a unique formation that you haven't done, and good way to hide that quarterback in all the chaos.
Freeman in the backfield. Jackson Arnold, wide receiver, split left, alone this time. 2nd and 13. Gabriel fakes the handoff, gives to Jackson Arnold, coming right. He wants to throw, steps up, takes a shot, end zone into double coverage, broken up. He looked back at Freeman, incomplete.
I like the design.
This package is bananas.
I know. I like the design. I like all the chaos, and it's just trying to mess with the defense's eyes. And credit Tulsa for staying locked in on all of that. And we just didn't have a job there on that final play of locking down the line of scrimmage for Jackson Arnold to have a little bit more time there.
3rd and 13. OU 5 for 6 on third downs today. They came into play number 3 in the nation in third down percentage. Long one to pick up here, though. 3rd and 13. Blake Smith sets up tight end right. Gabriel clapped his hands, but then looks back at the sidelines, and now BV will take a timeout.
Oklahoma takes their first charge timeout of the half.
With
30 seconds in there.
4:02 to go third quarter. Sooners leading 45-17. Sooner football brought to you by Laird Hammonds Laird Law Tigers. Boomer Sooner Law Tigers. Oklahoma is giving away a custom Harley Davidson at this year's Bedlam game. Enter today for your chance to win this one-of-a-kind Harley at bedlambikes.com. BedlamBikes.com. Good luck and go Sooners. Ted, that package had success on the first play. It didn't on the next two, but did not lack in creativity, that's for sure.
Well, I like it. You just, throw some stuff out there, mess with it a little bit, a bunch of different personnel there. Number one, trying to create something here, create some chaos with Tulsa's defense, but also future opponents having to look at that stuff and say, hey, this offensive staff is willing to put guys out there and do some unique things. We've got to be, and that takes practice time.
Back to the starters here on offense. 3rd and 13. Got to get to the 10 for a first down. Gabriel back to pass. 4-man rush. Picked up. Rolls left. Throws late across the middle. Comeback Stoops. First down inside the 10. Out of bounds at the 6. It'll be 1st and goal.
Well, a really nice play there. Dylan Gabriel get to the perimeter, and I think that was Javante Barnes with a little chip block there that caved down that side that helped Gabriel escape.
Now 6 of 7 on 3rd downs. Throw out to Stoops. Got at the 6. Runs by a guy to the 5. Reaching for the end zone. Did he get there? Not quite. He got inside the 1, but not to the goal line.
Great cut there by Drake Stoops. It looked like the tackle kind of grabbed over the top of his arm where he couldn't extend that ball to try and get to the zone.
2nd and goal from the 1. Gabriel, handoff. Barnes bounces off a tackler and into the end zone. Touchdown. Easy like Sunday morning. Javante Barnes, a 1-yard touchdown run, his first of the season.
Nice little drive there. Some creativity thrown in. And how about that 3rd down play by Dylan Gabriel, escaping out to his left, throws an absolute strike to Drake Stoops to pick up that first down. That was the play of the drive.
OU offensive possessions today. They go touchdown, 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 interception, field goal, and now touchdown, touchdown, as the extra point is good for Zach Schmidt to make it 52-17. And a couple of days after the 50th anniversary of the beginning of the Barry Switzer era, the Sooners have hung half 100 on them today with still 3:23 to go in the 3rd. Touchdowns brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Chris Plank, what you got down there?
Well, here's one thing, and I give credit, T-Row, and maybe the best way to say it is just a different energy. That last defensive series saw Reggie Grimes for the first time, a couple of guys getting an opportunity. Gabe, that defensive stand, that 3 and out, and this crowd getting back into it seemed to really change the energy down here. Not as if anything was down, but just defensively to see that happen, I thought that was big for this team.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And it really kind of sparked the football team. And now you're going to see a lot of young guys get an opportunity. Excited to watch how some of these guys perform.
There's the kickoff. Returnable. Fair catch called for, though, by Ford at the 5. Oklahoma Turnpike Authority drive summary. Sooners go 7 plays, 42 yards, and 206. Dylan Gabriel sitting at 399 yards passing. 26 of 29 today. Wow. And that might be his final possession.
I think he's going to break his 0-2 mark against TU, Toby. I think he's going to end that 2-game losing streak.
If you weren't with us early, the last time, or the only time I guess he's been in this stadium, UCF beaten by Tulsa. Gabriel picked off twice and sacked 6 times that day. Today's gone better. 2-men in motion for TU. It's in from the 25. It's a handoff to Watkins. Nice. And there's just nowhere for TU to run in the second half. Give him a half yard.
Good job by Stutzman coming downhill. That defensive line doing a way better job controlling the line of scrimmage here the last couple of drives.
2nd and 9. Kelly, Adibawa Ray, Stripling, and Grayson Holton on that OU defensive line. Back to pass. Williams under pressure immediately. PJ got him. The first career sack for the 5-star freshman Adibawa Ray.
Of all the guys to leave totally unblocked, I don't know how you leave that animal unblocked. I mean, he draws all eyes as soon as he walks up to the line of scrimmage, and somehow Tulsa turned him absolutely free. And a good job there. Whenever sometimes you come free you panic a little bit. He stayed under control, went up, made a nice tackle.
3rd down and 19. Second straight possession. The TU offense going backwards. Williams back to pass. Sooners bring 5. Hit as he throws. Near side. Key Lawrence there. Picked off. Intercepted. The 4th of the day for OU.
The ruling on the field is an interception. First down, Oklahoma.
Well, it's a panic throw there by Williams. We'll run a nice little stunt up front, have pressure on the quarterback. He's hit as he throws it, just tries to sail it down the field to get it out of his hands. Key Lawrence is in a good position, safe over the top of the whole defense, and easy coming across. Good coverage underneath. Didn't even need him there, but he was in a good spot. Just comes over, makes a nice, clean interception.
Second career interception for Key Lawrence. And the Oklahoma defense has given the offense the ball back at midfield here with 2:15 to go.
Here we go.
In the 3rd, and Jackson Arnold now in at quarterback. It was Grayson Holton on the quarterback pressure there that forced him to heave it up. Arnold with Tawi Walker and 4 wide receivers from the 50. Freeman in motion. Circles behind the quarterback. Handoff Walker. No play action. He's going to throw deep. Nick Anderson. Near sideline. Caught. 20, 10, 5. He's carrying a Hurricane. Touchdown. Nick Anderson. His 3rd of the day. Bam. I mean, the DB just hopped on his back and went for a ride.
How about that little link up between those two guys? Is that going to be dangerous or what? What an absolute dime right there from Jackson Arnold in a great route. I mean, size and speed are the combination of that right there at wide receiver is almost impossible to deal with. And the physicality, the ability to run through that tackle and drag guys all the way to the end zone, that's special.
50-yard touchdown pass, Jackson Arnold to Nick Anderson. Extra point, Zach Schmidt bangs it through, and with still 2:07 to go in the 3rd, our new score now, Oklahoma 59 and Tulsa 17. Touchdowns brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. Wow. It has been a day of big plays, Teddy, for this OU offense. And defense.
That was awesome. That was awesome. No big deal. Just step out there, first throw of the game, first play of the game, just let it fly. Nick Anderson, I don't know what you do as a defensive back when you got a guy that can run like that and has the length that he has and the power that he has. Unbelievable.
Throw wasn't too shabby either.
Oh, just
on an absolute line.
Couldn't have stood on his shoulders and dropped it into his hands better.
Gavin Marshall to kick it away. It's Braylon Presley deep to receive. Kickoff angling into the corner will be a touchback. Oklahoma came into play today, number 6 in the country in points per game, averaging 50.5. That's going to go up today. They've got 59 and counting today. Well, let's see here. On the D-line, you've got Adibawa Ray, Gilliam, Dejon Terry, and Grimes. Kanik and Lewis at linebacker. Robert Spears Jennings, Tulsa area product in the game, along with Makari Vickers, Kendall Dolby.
We don't have a cheetah.
And we're down a man, and a timeout's going to be used here by Brent Venables.
He's not happy. Breaking news.
Prior to the ball being snapped, Oklahoma takes their first charge timeout of the half. 30 seconds in late.
Teddy, that's the closest you've ever been to Merv Johnson in the booth. All the time he used to be like, we're down a man.
Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Thank you.
Brent Venables uses a timer.
Yeah, and it almost seems as if they're trying to get Danny Stutzman a break. He's, 52 or 59-17. He was likely done for the day. And obviously Brent Venables was one of the first guys that noticed it, and there was Danny Stutzman right next to him, kind of pointing towards needing that extra guy out there. So maybe just not having that quarterback on the defense out there, Ted, hurts a bit. Here comes Kobe McKenzie.
My guess is Well, I don't know. I thought maybe they were trying to try out Kip Lewis at Cheetah because you still had Kanik out there, and maybe the backers were going to stay the same with Kip Lewis trying out that Cheetah position.
I will say this much. More of that cloud cover. When the sun is bearing down on this turf, it is a sauna over here. Pleasant here for the Sooners in the second half.
Mercy can get you off the bench and back in the game. Find your best play at mercynow.net. At Mercy, your life is our life's work. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 Tulsa from their own 25. Snap. Handoff. Gary met in the backfield. Nowhere to run. It's another loss on a running play. Kobe McKenzie in the game. In on the tackle with Adibaware. 2nd and 10.
Love watching Kobe McKenzie whenever if 11's in the game out there, a backer, try something on the perimeter because you're not going anywhere between the tackles.
Low snap. Williams handles it. Quick throw across the middle. It's caught. And a tackle immediately made by McKenzie and Kip Lewis. Tight end catch of 8 yards out to the 33. 3rd down and 2. Tulsa did not pick up a first down on each of their last 2 possessions. 3rd and 2 here. 7 of 15 today on 3rd downs. Oklahoma has not been afraid to bring the pressure here in the second half. Let's see if they do it again. Snap, Williams pitch. Gary running left. Got it. Kip Lewis hit him at the 33, but he was able to fall forward to the 36 for the first down.
That's a really nice play by Kip Lewis. You know, they run that toss into the boundary like we've seen a couple of times today, and he slips and goes underneath the blocker and is still fast enough to flatten out and make the tackle. Typically, whenever you do that, especially on a perimeter play like that, they're going to get around you, but he's so fast. He still made that play there. I know they got the first down, but that speed just flashes every time he's on the field.
Could be the final snap of the 3rd quarter. 30 seconds to go. In motion, the back, Gary. He'll move into the backfield, fake a handoff to him. Williams to throw. Deep shot, far sideline, up for grabs, incomplete. Peyton Bowen and Carl Chester arrived at the football at the same time, and it falls to the turf.
That's an interception. Peyton Bowen's going to want that one back. Ball was floated a little bit. He just got a little wide-eyed and waited on it to come to him instead of going and attacking it at the highest point. Probably could have got there before the wide receiver on that one.
What's the difference in the way they played defense these last 3 possessions, Ted?
Pressure on the quarterback.
Handoff Gary up the middle. Isaiah Coe wraps him up, folds him in half. No gain. Final play, 3rd quarter. Probably. 10 seconds to go. And Tulsa not in a hurry here.
Most of the problems that have happened to us on defense were created by the quarterback having too much time and being able to escape the pocket.
4 fingers in the air. Road game in Tulsa today. Oklahoma leads 59-17 as we head to the 4th. Today's second half brought to you by the Riverwind Casino. It's always a good time. This is Sooner football from about Tulsa. All right, here we go. First snap, 4th quarter is a 3rd and 10 from the TU 36. They go left to right here in the 4th. In motion, the wideout Presley. He's been quiet today. Williams back to pass, looking for the underneath screen. It's played perfectly. Intercepted. Trace Ford at the 20. Only the quarterback to beat. He's by him, but he's tripped up inside the 5 on the 5th interception of the day for OU.
What a great job there. The entire defensive line right away recognized that Tulsa's trying to run a screen against them. They kind of retrace their steps, backpedal a little bit. I was watching Kip Lewis on the near side, who started on the line of scrimmage with a good rush, recognized it, backpedaled, and good job by Trace Ford. He's going to be mad about that one. Couldn't cap it off. You don't get a whole lot of opportunities to go score touchdowns on defense, but that was awesome.
It's half congratulations, half making fun of him from the other defensive ends down here.
4-yard line, 1st and goal. Jackson Arnold with Gavin Sawchuk in the backfield. Faneuil in motion. Handoff Sawchuk up the middle, through a gap, reaches for the goal line. Did he get in? Not quite. 2nd and goal from the 1.
I really like the way that Caden Green looks at guard. I mean, he looks good at left guard.
Taylor right tackle, Caleb Schaefer right guard, Everett now in at center. Caden Green left guard. Jacob Sexton left tackle. Sooners working some clock here in the fourth, leading 59-17, second and goal. Now they break the huddle. Jackson Arnold's got it. Hand to Sawchuk, and he's in this time. Touchdown. Gavin Sawchuk. First career touchdown for Gavin Sawchuk. He had the big Cheez-It Bowl, but didn't put it in the end zone. He gets a 1-yarder here, and the Sooners are over 60.
It's fun to see that group of offensive line getting in there and working together down on the goal line where they know it's going to be difficult to get movement on that defensive line at Tulsa and get paid off with the touchdown.
Zach Schmidt has been busy. And a whistle before the snap. Somebody moved early. Still 14:09 to go. The Trace Ford interception gave the Sooners first and goal. 2 consecutive Gavin Sawchuk running plays put it in the end zone.
Offside with contact. Number 26, defense. The penalty is declined. The try will be attempted from the 3-yard line.
11 a.m. next Saturday in Cincinnati, Ohio. We'll be on the air with you at 9 o'clock for pregame coverage from Nippert Stadium there in Cincinnati. Extra point is good. 65-7. Let's make it 66-17. And a flag is down after the play. Touchdowns brought to you by Air Comfort Solutions, your total home solution for plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electrical. Make the winning call today. It looks like it is on Oklahoma. They're coming over. It's a personal foul. They're coming over to ask Kevin Wilson if he wants it applied on the kickoff or to have him kick it again.
Another group of officials is waving him out.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Number 52. Offense. It's a 15-yard penalty. The try will be attempted from the 18-yard line.
I've watched a lot of football. I'm not sure I've ever seen a hands to the face on a field goal.
Usually their hands are down, interlocked, aren't they?
Yeah, because the technique is your hands go low. How about that?
So it's back to 65-17. This will be a 36-yard extra point try now. This is longer than either of Schmidt's field goals he's made this year, and no problem. He drills it right through. And there are no flags on the field. So with 14:09 to go, it's now 66-17 OU. Fowler Automotive is proud to be a part of your community, where our passion and values lie far beyond the showroom.
Now, clearly, we'll find out more, but usually if you just stay in the locker room, in my experience, it's typically something in that category, if that makes sense.
Gavin Marshall to kick it away. Sooners right to left here in the fourth, leading 66-17. There's the boot. A fair catch called for by Braylon Presley. Tulsa will start on the 25.
And add one more quick point to that, Gabe. So far, at least from what I can hear, you seem to like what they've done, replacing Bird at guard, especially with Caden Green here in the second half.
Yeah, I really like what I've seen from Caden Green so far. Especially, it's kind of a different world, bumping into guard from tackle. But yeah, if Savion's got to miss some time, these other guys are going to have to step up. So we'll see, what it looks like as far as the O-line lineup for next week against Cincinnati, but guys got to be ready.
Freshman Samuel Omosigo in the game at Cheetah. Roman Fuller back out there at quarterback for TU. He hands it off to Bill Jackson, who has a hole and then gets planted by Robert Spears Jennings.
Well, he had
Broken Arrow High School product.
He hasn't played a whole lot of snaps this year, but
he hits you, man.
He sure does. Seems like every time we see 3 out there, he's blowing someone up.
Ted, Omosigo's build's pretty interesting for that Cheetah spot.
Yeah. And he's
a bigger guy.
He's big, and he's really fluid out in space is what they really love about him.
2nd and 3 Fuller, pitch. Jackson sweeping right, makes a cut. First down, 35. He's out to the 40. Another big hit. He spins out of it, and he got out to midfield.
Number 3, Bill Jackson.
18-yard run, Bill Jackson.
Boy, they tossed it right there to the 3 receiver side, and I was watching Omosingo see how he was going to set the edge, and he absolutely annihilated the receiver that was trying to block him, and it cut back inside, and they found a crease, and Robert Spears-Jennings does a good job coming up physicality there on a back that's pouring it downhill on you like that. That's tough on a safety.
5 interceptions today for this OU defense. Gentry Williams, Kendall Dolby, of course, Danny Stutzman, the pick 6, Key Lawrence, and Trace Ford all have picks today. Handoff Jackson again, this time no gain. It was Kenai Walker that grabbed him by the ankle, and then Kobe McKenzie landed on him. Give him 1, I guess. 2nd and 9.
Walker.
A lot of young players out there look really good. Really good. And you see Robert Spears-Jennings out there, Omosigho, Kip Lewis,
Freshman
Kobe McKenzie.
Ashton Sanders in the game now for the first time in that defensive line, too.
Guys,
And PJ, yeah.
they keep getting in this circle thing. Like they're
The
all
huddle?
Yeah. Is that what that is?
2nd and 9. Handoff Jackson. 4th straight carry for him. Maybe another yard. Kobe McKenzie. PJ Adebayo. It'll be 3rd down and 8 or 9.
Jackson on the carry. Wrapped up by number 11, Kobe McKenzie.
Connor Neer, the Ferris State transfer in at linebacker. Shane Witter also. We're at least 3 deep here, and in some cases 4th string. 3rd down and let's call it 9 from just across the 48-yard line in Sooner territory. With 11:30 to go. Tight end in motion. Another handoff. Bill Jackson stood up, pulled back.
Ball
Ball's
out.
loose. Picked up. Nope. Ball's down.
He is not down.
Shane Witter picked it up off the bounce, and he was on the
The
run.
runner's forward progress was stopped prior to the ball coming loose. It's 4th down.
That is a horrible call.
It would have been a scoop and score touchdown the other way, but play is halted, and it'll be 4th down and 7. The punt team is on the field. Our buddy Angus is back out there.
What do you think it's like going through life with the name Angus?
I would assume you eat a lot of beef.
I see what you did there.
Freeman and Bunkley Shelton are deep. Snap back. Davies the kick. Almost got blocked by Grayson Holton. Fair catch called for and taken by Freeman around the 12. And with 10:33 to go, the Sooners have the ball back after a 33-yard Angus Davies punt. Today's second half brought to you by Riverwind Casino. It's always a good...
Green has worked at left guard, but as Gabe said, he's looked good there, and he's continued to get him reps and let him build on that spot.
Jackson Arnold back at quarterback. Gavin Sawchuk to his right. Josh Faneuil, the tight end in motion, sets up wing left. There's the snap. Handoff Sawchuk up the middle, squeezes through a hole from the 12 out to the 15. He got 3.
Sawchuk on the carry.
Also on the field, Jaquez Petaway, LV Bunkley Shelton, and Jaden Gibson. They're the wideouts. The Sooners
3 on the play, 2nd down.
wouldn't call it a huddle. Nobody's facing each other, but they've come together with the exception of Jaden Gibson behind the line of scrimmage, letting that clock melt as we hit the 10-minute mark in this one.
I respect their commitment to being truly no huddle.
Everybody in formation now. Arnold, handoff Sawchuk, veers right to the 10, lowers his shoulder, took a big hit. Excuse me, the 15 out to the 19. He got 4 more. 3rd and 3.
You know, I've talked about it a lot down here with Gabe, Toby, Ted. That magnification of everything matters. How you do anything is how you do everything. I mean, it's 66-17, and Brent Venables is over here coaching up these young guys like it was a one-score game, and it's the biggest moment. These teaching moments, Ted coach really tries to take advantage of it to the best of his ability, and he has right now working with those backers in that defense.
Well, you have to treat it like it is that important, because you don't get often very many opportunities with those guys to coach them up like it is. And it's, you'll find yourself in a position where all of a sudden those guys are out there in that moment, whether you wanted them to be or it's injury or whatever. So, you've got to have them battle hardened.
3rd and 3, Sawchuk got 5. Move the chains. First down's brought to you by Paycom. Score big by letting employees do their own payroll. Learn more at paycom.com. Oklahoma has not punted today. Every drive has ended in a touchdown but 2. One of them the interception, and the other the field goal to end the first half. Ball on the 24-yard line. Javonte Barnes now in at running back. And they'll hand him the football. Angles right. Got 1 to the 25. That's it.
Number 2, Javonte Barnes on the carry. There's a flag down.
The flag is down near side of the field here.
A little bit of a mix-up there, and I don't know if it was Green, the guard, or the tight end that got crossed up there.
Formation. Offense. There were more than 4 players lined up in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. First down.
We've seen very little Tawi Walker today, Ted. I don't know if he's banged up. If he isn't, it feels like a passing of the guard kind of a day.
It does.
Barnes and Sawchuk have seen a lot more time.
No major, right?
He's played a little.
A little bit.
Penalty backs it up to the 19. 1st and 15 from there. We're down to 8:05 to go. Handoff Barnes, looking for a hole. Steps out of a tackle, steps out of another. Near side 25, makes a move to the 30. Still on his feet. First down out near the 35-yard line. A very nice run of 16 yards by Javonte Barnes.
Well, that's what I really like about him. We haven't seen a whole lot of opportunities where he gets out there on the edge. Whenever he's on the edge and he's coming downhill and he can make just one cut, make a guy miss, and get going back vertical north and south, he's incredibly dangerous.
First time OU's had 5 interceptions in a game since 2003, Ted. That came at Texas Tech. Nick Anderson, the only freshman to have 3 receiving touchdowns in a single game. Never been done in Sooner history.
Wow.
1st and 10 from the 35. Handoff Barnes. Met in the backfield. Can't get away this time. A loss of 1. Jalil Farouk, the first Sooner ever to have at least 100 receiving yards and 100 kickoff return yards in the same game. That's never been done. And this is the first time OU has had 3 100-yard receivers in the same game since 2012. That was OSU. Gabe, you want to guess who they were?
I was talking. Repeat the question.
P. Ryan and Mixon?
No, first time OU has had 3 100-yard receivers in the same game since 2012.
Oh,
against OSU. Against OSU.
2012. Kenny Stills.
2nd and 11. Handoff Sawchuk. Hit hard at the 35. Falls forward to the 36. Kenny Stills is one of them. He had 103 yards in the game.
2012.
The other 2 are transfers.
LaColton Bester.
No.
Dang it. I thought that was going to be the...
Jalen Saunders had 162.
Saunders and Brown.
Justin Brown. That's right. 146.
Gosh, he was an underrated player, man. Justin Brown.
What are the stats today, Stats Kelly? Receiving for OU today, Farouk at 126, Anthony at 112, Anderson 120 yards. Nick Anderson has 3 catches, 3 touchdowns today. There's a throw. Jackson Arnold, Jaquez Petaway caught it and took a big hit out at the 41-yard line on 3rd down. That's not enough for the first.
He didn't take the big hit. Both Tulsa guys smashed each other.
Tackle number 3, Reggie Ellis.
And Josh Plaster, welcome to Tulsa. After we deal with the injured Hurricane.
Timeout on the field for an injured player.
TV timeout. We'll take a break. I believe it's Kendarin Ray. Anyway, he's laying down now on his back, staring at the sky.
Well, I think he's checking his social media on his phone, actually.
He's been up there for hours.
Is he just cooking on the roof? It's not hot.
That's right. Josh Plaster set to kick it away. First punt of the day for OU. It is Camden Benjamin deep to receive, and we are awaiting television, I believe.
No, I think they're just
waiting
letting
for
the clock
to wind.
Running some time down.
5 minutes to go. All right, here we go. Snap back. Tulsa comes after it. Plaster got it away. High hanger, fair catch called for. And up at the 23-yard line is Benjamin. 66-17 OU.
First down.
Reps.
First and 10 from the 23 for Tulsa, their own 23, going left to right. Quarterback Roman Fuller, the handoff to Anthony Watkins. And the run game, Teddy, has been just stuffed in the second half.
Yeah, defensive line doing a much better job controlling that line of scrimmage, separating, making plays. And when Cole was in there, he was just wrecking shop on the interior. And this other group that's rotated in has done a really good job. And credit the backers. Backers on the edge have done a good job. And, whenever you start playing downhill more at the inside backer position and you peel those double teams off of those interior guys, they're able to penetrate and create more chaos there behind the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 8. High snap, bobbled by Roman Fuller, and then he's wrapped up and sacked. Grayson Holton in for the sack of Roman Fuller back at the 21. So, stats, that's a loss of 4. What does that bring their second half yardage to now? 14 total yards for Tulsa in the second half. Oh, rushing. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I think
14 rushing yards.
Going in there at halftime after, what was it? Was it 3 scoring drives in a row? Or
no,
was it 2?
2 and then a punt in the first half, yeah.
Yeah, those 2 scoring drives, and really, it's okay. They're going to hit some plays on you just the way that they scored with 3 runners, no contested plays. That's really frustrating to the defensive coordinator.
3rd and 12, pitch to Watkins,
Nice.
strung out, pushed out of bounds by Adebawa Ray for another loss.
23, Anthony Watkins.
That rushing total is going to dip even further.
Out of bounds by number 34.
The side judge forgot to spot the football. Nobody knows where to put it down. Now he's going to say, let's try the 19. That's at least 2 yards off. But it doesn't matter. 2:58 to go. 92 total yards, 12 total rushing yards in the second half. And the vast majority of those total yards came on the opening drive of the second half when they went down the field for the field goal. There's the snap to Angus, the boot. Far side, Bunkley Shelton gives chase. It's over his head. It bounces. Freeman picks it up on the run. Running back near side, trying to get to the corner, circles around a guy, turns it up. 30, 35, hits the brakes and steps out of bounds. 36-yard line.
Really smart play by Jacoby Johnson over here on a block. Just positioned himself to where he wasn't going to get a penalty. Could have been in the back, could have been a blind side, and he just steps in front of the guy and shields him. Really smart, savvy play there from the young kid.
Sooners in Cincinnati next week. Tulsa on the road as well. They will be at Northern Illinois. Early forecast for Cincinnati next Saturday, sunny and a high of 82. Well, fairly similar to today. 36-yard line, Jackson Arnold with Dalen Smothers at running back. He will hand it to the freshman over the left side out to the 40, stopped there. First down run of 4. We have not seen Caleb Hicks today, by the way.
Haven't seen him in uniform. Haven't seen him on the trip, guys.
No Cade McIntyre, no Davis Bevel. Offensive players that appear to be injured and out.
4 yards on the play, second down.
I like Smothers. You can just see he catches that or gets that handoff, and just there's a smoothness to the way that he runs, and he's fast, but at the same time, he's got some side-to-side movement in his cuts. Just a really nice total package at running back.
583 yards of offense today for OU. They're going to have to snap it a couple of more times. Arnold's got it, hands to Smothers again. Veers left, 40, 45, up to the 50, carrying it forward to the Tulsa 45. That'll get him close to 600. It's a 15-yard run for Dalen Smothers.
Number 10, Sean O'Keefe. Number 39, Dave.
Looks like they'll spot it at the 44, so I think that'll put them at 599 of offense. With a minute 15 to go. And now the Sooners are going to line up in victory formation, so they're not going to get 600.
I love that the officials waved it to stop the clock, and the operator said, no, we're just going to keep it rolling.
A minute to go, 14 on the play clock. Need 2 more snaps here, and it looks like Arnold's going to take a knee. He's got Smothers to his left. There's the snap. He runs forward, hits a knee with 48 seconds to go. Got to do that one more time. A lot to talk about in the postgame show, Ted, but boy, Brent Venables, other than a couple of defensive drives, got to be pretty happy today.
Well, I think so. Offensively, just up and down the field. The running game was rolling. The deep stuff was rolling. Just tons of variety offensively. Tons of players working through. And, you know, some of the good young players were getting some action early before the game was decided.
There's another knee, and that'll do it. The good friends and former coaches, Kevin Wilson and Brent Venables, shake hands on the TU logo at midfield. Clock still says 6 seconds. Teams come together. 3-2 win column Sooners. Game over. A dominant performance by the Crimson and Cream on the road today here in Tulsa. Final score, Oklahoma 66 and Tulsa 17.